Hi there, and welcome to another episode of Culinary Alchemy. And I'm your alchemist, Cassie H. Today, we're making potato soup. This is a German recipe from a friend of mine's family. They've passed it down orally for lots of generations, and it's going to be really good. It's also going to be really simple. The main part of this soup is like the topping. It's like the pho from last week. It's what you put on top that makes it even better. So to start with this recipe, we've got 8 to 10 potatoes. We've got small ones to go medium, large, whatever. Just roughly chopped up. Not very fine. You can see none of these are very uniform. They're just pieces here. We've got 6 cups of chicken stock to cook them in. And we've got 2 cups of sour cream for later. Salt and pepper to go make everything better. So let's get started. To begin, we've got our potatoes. I've got my wonderful crock pot that also cooks at temperatures. So I've set it to 300 degrees. So I'm going to take my potatoes. After you wash them and dice them, you just throw them in your pot. There we go. And then I'm using chicken stock instead of water to cook them to give them some extra flavor. A little burst of protein. Covered nicely. Put the lid on and let it boil. If you lose too much water in the process, you can either add more chicken stock or actual water. So I made an oops. So over here, annotations will be the allergens that are in this specific recipe. Also, I made gnocchi beforehand, and if you've watched episode 2 of Culinary Alchemy, you will see the recipe. If not, I'll try to post a link over here also, because that's a good episode, and you should totally watch it. So, I think that's everything. Leaving floating things. Okay, so, we've let the potatoes boil for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, like a really low, mostly a simmer. And what I've done is I've got my big wooden spoon. You could also use a potato masher for this, or a hand blender. I broke mine. So just smash them up against the end of the edge of your bowl. If you've just got a wooden spoon like me, you're just trying to make this a little bit thicker than it already is. And just, that way you've got chunks of potato more than you've got dices of potato. Go at this a little bit more. And these potatoes are very, very, very done. It's going to be awesome. Now at this point, if you were adding like bacon or ham or something to it, you totally could. I actually have ham in the oven right now that I'm warming up. I'm going to put in this in a little bit. So we're going to get our salt. Just put a bit of salt, a bit of pepper on a little grind, tiny grind. Enough to taste it, and then everybody else can put more in their bowls. And then I'm going to start ladling some gnocchi in here. Just gently lower the gnocchi into your soup. So you've got these lovely gnocchi dumplings. If you wanted to use regular flour to make dumplings, you could. It's just like mixture of flour and eggs and butter, and then mix it together until it's like a rough dough. And you just drop it in by the spoonful. But since I can't really do that, and most dumplings you make with gluten-free flour suck. So put a few more in. There we go. Save these in case anybody wants extra to put in their bowl. At this point, I've got my sour cream plunger. I love these plungers because that happens. Just stir it in. So you get this nice, thick, creamy soup. Now you can serve it. Just inside bowls. Like I said earlier, with the thing that really makes the soup is the toppings you put on it. You put on bacon, you could put on green onions, cheese, garlic, salt, whatever you feel like putting on it. Grab the ladle and a pretty bowl. So let's do this. Take a ladle. Spoon some soup out here. There's still some small chunks of sour cream, and that's okay with me. However, if you don't like the chunks, you can get rid of them. That's entirely fine. So here's that. And like I said, I've got some ham here. Just throw a few cubes on top. And I am going to chow down. So thank you guys for tuning in today for our German potato soup. What we're going to do next week is chocolate souffle, dessert number 2. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Thank you for tuning in. As always, like the video, subscribe, give us some comments below for maybe recipe ideas for next time.